What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Brandon Lester Fishing. Today I want to show you guys a little something that, I don't know, it's something that the longer I crappie fish, the more I realize this is kind of the fast track to finding crappie, especially in my part of the country. In my part of the country, it seems like if you go to a new body of water and you want to find crappie quick, this is the quickest way to do it. Look for the bluff walls. And the reason for that is a bluff wall is just the same thing as a ledge that's out in the river channel, but that bluff wall happens to be up on the bank. Same kind of thing. It's a sheer drop off, and it creates a lot of current breaks. A lot of times there'll be trees that fall in off of those bluff walls. The biggest key is, I think, is typically when you're talking about a bluff, you're talking about quick access to deep water. And that's what really holds these fall and winter and even summertime crappie. Access to deep water is very important, whether you're talking about a creek channel, a river channel. I think that's enough talking. I'll talk a little bit more and explain it a little more as we get to fishing, but we got a big school of fish right over here, so let's get over here and catch a few. Y'all stay tuned. We got a big school of fish right up against this bluff right here. So let's just see, can we get one of them to bite? There's a pile of them in there. Here we go. There's one. That's a good one too. My, if that's a crappie, that's a big crappie. Oh, it's a big bass. What about that? Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I mean, I'm throwing the itty bittiest little tiny bait, little bitty 1-inch bait. I mean, I just can't get away from them, you know? They show up. Even when I'm not trying to catch them, they show up to see me. How you doing, buddy? I'm not trying to catch you right now, but I still love you anyway. Little bitty old trout magnet. Pretty large mouth. That's crazy. Crappie are sitting. Y'all see that little crack right there? Little bitty corner. What that is, that's a current break right there on that bluff wall. And that's why those fish are in there. So I'm just throwing it up there, just easing it back to me real slow. Oh, there he is. This is gonna be a crappie here. Not a big one, but it's a crappie. Up in here, little fella. First one. Little small keeper. There's some in there a lot bigger than him, I can promise you that. Right now I'm using the trout magnet. I missed a fish right there. I'm using the trout magnet in the mermaid color. I got a 1/32 ounce jig head and a little number 7 split shot because there's not a lot of current right now and there's not any wind, so I'm trying to float that jig through there pretty natural, you know, as natural as I can. I'm still trying to be efficient, so I'm using that little split shot, see if I can get away with it, but there we go. There's another fish. It's a little bit better one here. I don't think it's no big one, he's just a mean one. I want y'all to look at this. Whew, I can't keep the dead burn bass off of it long enough to catch a crappie. Little spotted bass there. As the plane flies by and jacks up my audio, but it's all right. We got us one. He'll get out of Dodge. Come up in here, baby. We're getting better, moving in the right direction. That's a nice little keeper. Several different schools of crappie right in here. There's one sitting in that crack of that rock over there. There's another little school sitting on a rock that's down next to the bottom of the river. So I'm just kind of, gosh, I got them swarming my bait right now. I'm just kind of feeling my way around right now and trying to figure out which school of crappie is going to be the easiest to get to bite, most active. I want to find the most active fish if I can. Here's one right here. Fish there was deep. That fish was in 20 feet of water. It's a good one here too. Yep, that's a good one. Got airplanes flying over every which way, but hopefully y'all can hear me. Pretty black crappie. There he is. That trout magnet's a bad dude. Y'all have seen it on my channel lots and lots of times, and I throw a lot of different crappie baits. I mean, I try to stay on the cutting edge of everything that comes out, all the new stuff. I try it out, but tried and true, the trout magnet will catch them day in, day out. I want y'all to notice something too. This little jig head I'm using has a little screw lock on it. It's a little prototype jig head. I've been talking about it a lot. That's 2 bass, 4 crappie on that jig head so far. And I hadn't even thought about having to get me a new trout magnet. I might have to adjust my bait just a touch after each fish, but I don't have to get a new bait. That's a big deal. Anything that saves me time, I'm all about it. Got him. Golly, it's every throw in there right now. I mean, they are snapping. That's another nice one too. And they ain't giants, but if I was out to eat them today, that's about as good as it gets when it comes to eating a crappie, in my opinion. That's about as good as it gets right there. About 11 incher, 11 and a half. Pretty fish. Now I'm throwing out there and I'm watching my bait go down with active target, and when it gets into those fish right there, then I'll kind of start my retrieve. I don't necessarily have to watch my bait after I start the retrieve, but the point I'm trying to make is, even if I didn't have active target, I could still catch these fish right here. All I'd have to do is just use my side scan or down scan to find these fish. What I'd do, I'd set up right here and I'd start making casts along this bluff, and I would count my bait down. So right now, these fish that I'm fishing for are in about 15 feet of water. Probably take it, I don't know, 7 or 8 seconds to get down to that depth with the rig I have on right now. So once I found the right count to catch those fish, then I could sit here and just catch them, just like that. Cast after cast. Because I know everybody doesn't have active target. I know everybody doesn't have live scope. I know. I see it in the comments every single video. I get it. I grew up fishing without it too, but it's out of the box now. It ain't going back in the box, so I choose to use it and let it help me catch fish. But if you don't have it, that's perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world. You can still catch these fish on these bluff walls because they're going to be there. They're going to be there today, tomorrow, the next day. It's just that kind of a spot. There we go. That fish was right down next to the bottom there. It's going to be a crappie here, I think. Yep, not a big one, but another nice one. Pretty fish. Another bluff dweller. There he is. Oh, that fish was deep. That bluff just stair steps down right there and drops straight down into the main river channel. This is a crappie. It's a big one. This might be another bass. I'm telling you, this doggone thing right here is loaded with bass. That's actually a pretty cool bass right there. That's a meanmouth, and you don't see very many of them on this particular lake. Meanmouth bass, mixed between a spotted bass and a smallmouth, what that is. Cool little fish. Here we go. I mean, they all just kind of look like twins in there, but that's okay. I'm good with it. They might not be giants, but they sure are fun. Right in there, he's kind of humpback. Got a crook in his back. A lot of times I think what happens with that, I ain't no fisheries biologist, but I think what happens with that when you catch one of them humpback ones like that, I think probably when they were just a little baby, I think something like a bass probably hit them and probably broke their back or jacked them up a little bit. And they just don't ever really get over it. Now look at these fish right here. Look at them just stacked on the bottom right there. Isn't that crazy? Really cool stuff. You can see my bait going down to them right there. That's a bunch of crappie. I mean, if you really, they're biting decent right now. I mean, I could sit here and catch a lot of fish, I'm sure, but if you were here when they were really biting, there's no telling what you could catch, honestly. 50, 60 wouldn't be a problem, I wouldn't think. Wouldn't be a problem at all. It's a good fish. Let's talk about what makes a good place on a bluff, because I know somebody's going to ask, and it can be a little bit intimidating, honestly. What you're looking for is something different on a bluff. Like this particular spot right here is on the point of a bluff. So you got the river channel that comes down through here and hits right on this point, and it creates a big current break right here. It's the only reason why these fish are sitting here. So points are always going to be a good spot to look on bluffs. Also, anytime you have any kind of like an indention in a bluff, like that crack right there, for instance, that's gonna be a really good place to look as well. Also, you want to look for any kind of cover that might be on a bluff. Like, say there's a tree up there on that bluff that falls down in the lake or down into the river. That's going to be a place that you want to look as well. I missed a fish right there. Might have been a bluegill. But basically, you're looking for something different. Points, turns, pieces of cover, little indentions, little nooks, crannies, hidey holes. Every bluff is different. That's the thing about it. So I can't sit here and tell you, hey, look for this right here. But I can tell you this. Every place that I have ever crappie fished, every lake that I've ever crappie fished, and that's a pretty doggone good many of them, bluff walls always hold crappie, especially in the fall and the winter. I'm going to throw a bigger bait in there a couple of times and just see what happens. throw a crappie magnet in there and just see if they'll bite it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. There we go. We did get one to bite it. My thinking was if I threw a little bit better bigger bait in there, maybe I'd get a little bit better grade of fish. But he's about the same as what we've been catching, but we love him anyway. They are absolutely stacked right in there right now. I mean, just stacked. There we go. That one thumped it. Pretty good crappie right here. Finally got us a nice one. I mean, they all been nice ones, don't get me wrong, but that's a real good fish right there. It don't get much better than that. Man, what a pretty fish. All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap it up. You probably can't tell it in the video, but it is just about dark out here. I have made a day of it, but it's been a really good day. I found a lot of schools of fish today. I caught a lot of fish today. No real big fish, but a lot of good, solid 11, 12-inch fish. And I caught a few nicer ones as well, just nothing over 2 pounds. But it was a good day. And I found a lot of them right here on these bluff walls, just like what you see behind me. So it's been a while since I did a video talking about bluffs and why they're so good. The biggest key is the fact that a bluff wall has immediate access to deep water is what makes them so good. If you got bluffs on your lake, which most lakes have them, look for some crappie there. You'll find them. Use your side scan, use your down scan. They'll be there. I hope you guys catch a bunch. I hope you are catching a bunch. If you are, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments. And I'll see y'all next time right here, Brandon Lester Fishing.